Humans are creatures that can create atomic weapons, but they can't create a healthy environment and biosphere. Now, to do this, we need to start from the ground up, literally. So I'm building up to talking about terraforming Mars. If we're going to terraform Mars to be like Earth, we need to start from the ground up. The soil, literally the soil. Something like 35% of soil mass is fungal matter, is fungus, whether dead or alive, decomposing in the soil. Fungus plays an important role in soil health. Like 1 meter of tree root has something like miles of mycelium, which is fungus. Now, the crazy thing is the largest organism on Earth is a fungus, a subterranean fungus that clears trees. Like you see subalpine glades and stuff where trees are not there and it's a grass meadow. That's created by fungus. Now, fungus, like animals, breathes oxygen and expires carbon dioxide and water. But in order to have healthy plant life, we need healthy fungus, referring back to the root. 1 meter of root is miles of mycelium. Fungus plays a big role in decomposition of plant life and animal life in order to create healthy soil. Healthy soil creates healthy plants. Healthy plants create oxygen for us to breathe. Why don't we use fungus, the largest organism found on Earth so far, the one that is literally the overlord and the underlord of our biosphere environment, to terraform Mars? We start from the soil up. We have healthy soil on Mars, we can plant healthy plants, which then can transform the atmosphere to something that we can live in. That's how it happened on Earth. Fungus has been unchanged for like a billion something years. I think the oldest mycelium fossils were like 2 point something billion years old, which is insane. But like the fungus with the cap and everything, I think there's fossils found in Brazil or something that is like 1.4, almost 1.5 billion years old, unchanged. So this is a perfect organism, unchanged through the eons. We can transform that to Mars. Maybe it would be unchanged there. Now, the crazy thing about fungus biology or mycology is like that one giant fungus underneath the ground that kills all the trees. There's only one cell wall between it and the environment that's trying to eat it. Like something like 1 gram of soil has something like billions of microorganisms that are trying to eat the fungus. Fungus is healthy for things. One cell wall with billions and billions and billions of multinucleated polyps that interact with the environment, testing its own DNA against the external environment, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, changing the cell wall to protect it. We have like something like 5 layers of epidermis to protect us from the environment, and we think that's amazing. We have a layered defense that is so inefficient that it takes layers. Fungus has one cell wall and is probably more efficient than us. We're more mobile than it, but we can't take mobility as an intelligence, environmental intelligence. I guess there's horizontal and vertical intelligence. Nature is more intelligent than us. We should use this natural phenomenon, fungus, to terraform Mars. Now, breaking off from that little rant, what about the neurogenic benefits for humans that are going to colonize Mars? Some fungus has lots of nutrients. Some fungus is poisonous. Some fungus has neurological and neurogenical benefits that take you on an otherworldly adventure. Now, there's no doubt that some fungus is super good for neuron growth, myelination of neurons. Now, I'm a partial subscriber to the stoned ape hypothesis, and we globalize the earth as hunter-gatherers with nothing more than loincloths, sticks and stones, and spears. Eventually cooking our food, absorbing more nutrients, possibly eating psychedelic mushrooms that helps with the brain growth, with the myelination of neurons, being more creative in small doses, more brave in small doses. Think of the hero stories that are archaic in nature, prehistories that have morphed into our modern mythologies. Now, breaking off from that, I'm a big Frank Herbert fan. So, like in Dune, the Fremen used the human driving force to change the ecology of the planet. With mycelium, with fungus, we could do that on Mars. I don't just mean using it in the soil now, I mean using it for our own health and adaptive benefit. Think of the strange philosophies and religions that could spur from psychedelic mushrooms, creating astronauts more brave. I mean, didn't Elon Musk say the other week that the first astronauts on Mars are going to live probably very short, unhealthy lives? Fungus, mycelium-based supplements can help with that. Not only can they help with the neurological damage that could be possible in high radiation and low gravity environments, microgravity, but also they could create brave astronauts that are accepting of their death and can see the bigger empathic picture of colonizing a planet and the human toll that it takes, the countless lives that could be recycled in this system. And just like in Dune, the Fremen on Arrakis, how they recycle the body water. Imagine decomposition of human remains into fungus, into healthy fungus. And maybe those fungus could be good for the soil. Maybe that fungus could be psychedelic in nature. And then the living astronauts, their descendants, literally tens of descendants later, could ingest the mushrooms that have fed off their astronaut ancestors and have a psychedelic, some say spiritual, but it's merely a psychedelic, let's use that word, revelations and create a brave and cohesive, empathic tribe of astronauts on Mars. Let's use fungus to terraform Mars. Let's just stop thinking about that. I mean, if we're going to have plants on Mars, we need a healthy soil, which starts from the fungus. Yeah, we'll get plants on Mars eventually, maybe some sort of weird algae. Sure, whatever. Trees would be great. But we have to think one step beyond that and think, okay, well, we're going to plant them in Martian soil. Let's use the fungus in the Martian soil to create healthy plants, which is then going to create a healthy atmosphere for us to live tens of generations later, probably hundreds of generations later. What a psychedelic trip our descendant astronauts could possibly have. And if we're going to colonize Mars, let's make sure we're healthy of mind and body when we do it.